Okay, and we're back for round 2 after the round 1 bye with Manaless Dredge, the deck where everything's up and the mana symbols don't matter. So he's choosing to play first and he's going to mulligan, and the thing is with this deck, you pretty much never mulligan. We have a couple dredgers, we have Phantasmagorian. This is exactly what we want, and we also want to be on the draw every time, so the fact that he chose to play first is very good. Double bridge isn't bad. Let's see what happens here. Forest. Aha! We're playing some kind of infect deck. So, probably Berserk, Invigorate. The fact that he's on 4 cards in hand right now is pretty good for us. So, we're just going to go ahead and discard Phantasmagorian and ship the turn back to him. Hopefully he's not counting up to see how dead we are. Okay. The fact that we took 1 there is pretty good. Another Glistener Elf is fine. So, we are going to pitch. We're going to go ahead and get these Bridge from Belows in there too, I think. So, I'll go ahead and pop this out here so we can look at what really matters. Graveyard's much more important than our hand, obviously, when you're playing Dredge. So, this is a trick with the Phantasmagorian. You can put the trigger on the stack and discard another 3 cards. So you can basically just chunk your hand in for Phantasmagorian. So waiting for our opponent to respond here. Okay, yeah, we're still connected. So hopefully our opponent can go ahead and click through this, and we'll go ahead and get to dredging. Okay. So we're going to dredge Stinkweed Imp and put this stuff in the yard. I don't think this stuff really matters what order we put it in. We have a couple cards that matter. The Nether Shadow, it matters what order you put that in. And Archimedes is not really so much. Oh crap! I totally accidentally, for some reason, didn't return that. Return Archimedes. So that was a pretty big mistake, and we'll probably lose this game because of it. Hopefully, our opponent doesn't have any graveyard hate, because I'd hate to have that misclick cost us the game. But very possible. This deck, you know, it's not that hard to run once you figure out the interactions, and obviously it's one of those things that can only happen on Magic Online. you know, I'm never gonna misclick in real life and not return my Narcomoeba. But let's see if we can't fight through some mechanical issues. So next turn looks like we're gonna dredge a Golgari Thug and hopefully hit some stuff. Okay. And 3. So Golgari Thug. Okay. Haven't hit any of our good dredgers. This looks like it's just going to be a tough game, even with the Narcomoeba. We haven't hit a Grave Troll yet. We haven't hit any other Stinkweed Imps. We've got 2 more dredgers in the yard. We don't have any Icarids. We don't have any Nether Shadows. So things just aren't coming together for us. But we'll hang in there. It doesn't look like he's got a whole lot going on. So I mean, he could easily just go invigorate, berserk, and hit us for about 20 poison counters. But I mean, he has to show us that he has it. So probably gonna bring in Contagion and some Sickening Shoals. So crop rotation, probably for Pendlehaven, but I'm not real familiar with the Legacy deck. I played the Infect deck when it was a Pauper deck. Yeah, Pendlehaven. Before the banning of Invigorate and Pauper, and I mean, it was a really solid deck. You get turn 2 kills with Invigorates and Rancors, and it was a really powerful deck. So that's why they probably banned Invigorate. So take, looks like Groundswell. Groundswell. Oh, off Elvish Spirit Guide. Okay, that's 7, and that's Concede. Like that. Go to sideboard. So I think we want to bring in our Sickening Shoals and our Contagions. Chancellor is probably fine too. Bring out these low-cost dredgers. We just kind of want to slim down as much as possible. So I got 2 more cards to take out. Let's take out 1 Golgari Thug, and we'll chop out one of our Icarids, I think, and we'll try it like this. So this is the part that's probably the most nerve-wracking when you're playing a dredge deck, particularly Mentalist Dredge, is that your opponent can just sideboard in some graveyard hate and you're completely dead. But I'll go ahead and pause the recording and be back for the second game. Okay, back for game 2, and we're going to go ahead and choose to draw first. And see if our opponent's going to show up. Okay. So on the draw, this looks like a really good hand. So ideally we pitch Golgari Grave Troll, pay 2 life for the Street Wraith, and then start basically the game with 6 cards in our yard. So this is the kind of hand that can really fast, is really fast and can win a game, potentially as early as turn 2. So obviously not gonna mulligan. Pretty much, you can't ever mulligan because every mulligan you take with this deck is time walking yourself. So it's very tough for you to mulligan, which kind of makes it a little bit easier to make your decisions, because it's pretty much always wrong to go down to 6 cards, unless you know that your opponent's playing a ton of graveyard hate, and you just need to have the turn 1 unmask to get that out of their hand. So discard the Grave Troll. Hopefully it doesn't have a turn 2 kill. I think it's probably pretty hard to have a turn 2 kill with Inkmoth, but I'm sure it's possible. Just Forest, Invigorate, 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 or Invigorate, Invigorate, Mutagenic Growth. So Green Sun for 1. Probably getting a Glistener Elf, yeah. So obviously in this matchup, our life doesn't matter at all. So we'll go ahead and do this. Oh, 2 Narcomoves, that's awesome. So, see, anything we need to worry about sequencing? No. Let's go ahead and say yes to these. And we're going to be dredging. We have Dread Returns, Street Wraith. So if we can put a Balustrade Spy in our yard, basically we win the game. Next turn. So we are going to animate our Icarid by removing Street Wraith. So what we're looking to hit is either a Balustrade Spy, a Phantasmagorian, or a Cabal Therapy, I believe. Okay, exiling Street Wraith. And we're going to go ahead and dredge Stinkweed Imp. Bridge, Signaling Shell. Okay, so we got 2 Bridge from Blows. And we can win the game next turn. So the question is, do we discard the Balustrade Spy here in order to hit Dread Return, or do we attack? I think the attack is pretty free here. If he trades, we lose 2 bridges though. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and pass the turn. We're going to end of turn sacking Icarid, and we'll end up getting 2 zombie tokens off of that. We're going to discard Balustrade Spy to set up the win next turn. So no attackers because we don't want to lose Bridge from Blow. If he blocks, we lose 2 Bridge from Blows. Do you have these blockers if he pumps them up? Okay, interesting. He's dismembering his Glistener Elf to kill our bridges, which obviously changed our plans. These are gone now, which means we're just going to pitch Grave Troll, because we don't have any dredgers in the yard. So either way, it's having to use a lot of resources to balance us out. And we can go, I should probably attack with these Narcomoves. That was pretty free when he had his Inkmoth Nexus tapped. With this deck, oftentimes I get into the combo mode and get my head out of the just the win off, grindy matchup space, and I need to be a little bit better at noting when to just grind a game out. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get the Street Wraith, dredge Grave Troll, Nether Shadow goes to the bottom. Okay, we have Phantasmagorian, so I think we win here. 1, What's going on? I think I may have lost connection. I'm going to pause the recording and I'll be right back as soon as I figure out what's going on. Okay, we're back. So, we are going to pitch the Balustrade Spy and Cabal Therapy and Stinkweed. We probably should have pitched, that's fine. Pitched the Grave Troll, but... And now we'll Dread Return, Balustrade Spy, sacking Narcomoeba. Yeah, should be okay. Okay. You. Now we're going to Cabal Therapy him. We're going to go ahead and name Dismember, just because that's it's a little late, but it's the only thing that he could really cast that hurts us. So, Dismember, Crop Rotation, and Berserk. So, yeah. This game should be pretty much over. Dread Return, targeting Flare of the Hatebound. Let's see if we can't find it right there. Flare of the Hatebound. Sack, sack, sack. Okay. Deal with that to you. And now I think we're going to go ahead and Cabal Therapy to get our tokens. We're going to name Berserk. Okay. And now we're going to Dread Return, targeting Grave Troll. And that'll be the game. Okay, so we're going to keep our sideboard the same. And I will resume the recording once the round starts, or once the next game starts. Thanks for watching. Okay, back for game 3, and this hand looks really pretty solid. So we're not going to mulligan. And let's see, he chose to play first, which is probably a mistake because being on the draw cost him nothing and just time walks me. But we're thankful that he put us on the draw, so we'll discard this Phantasmagorian, and then hopefully get the party started with a turn 2 kill. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pitch Grave Troll, Dread Return, and Golgari Thug, I think, because we want to make sure we have an extra creature in the... Actually, we'll just go ahead and pitch an extra 3, because we want these dredgers in the graveyard. Okay. Dredge 6. And bridge. Sure. Not much going on yet. and see what he does. Maybe run out of Glistener out? Oh, Blink Moth. Okay. So, hopefully not just a bunch of Invigorates. And dredge 5 from the Stinkweed Imp. Okay. Crop rotation for Pendlehaven, probably? So he's going to get in for 2. Well, and he can cast another spell. Oh no, he cast the crop rotation off of the, I think he did. Yeah. Okay. So that's fine. We are going to dredge the Stinkweed Imp. Another shadow on the bottom. That's fine. Next turn we have another shadow and a Golgari Grave Troll dredge, which is good. At 2. So let's see what he does. Forest. Activate. Just activation probably pretty good, unless he has a bunch of Invigorates, so we're pretty fine with taking 2 here. Okay. 4 poison counters. So come on. Need a pretty good dredge here. Yep. So we'll get our Nether Shadow out. And if we hit a Cabal Therapy, we'll probably Therapy for Invigorate. Let's see. We got the Cabal Therapy. We got an Icarid. Yeah. So. Okay. Let's see. How many? We have, what, 1? I think we only have 1 bridge from below. So, go ahead and get in for 1. Interesting. I guess he's... Okay. I still think we have to Cabal Therapy. But what should we Therapy for? It's Berserk, Invigorate, maybe a Might of Old Krosa. Maybe we just leave... I think we leave a zombie token here and hope he doesn't kill us next turn. And try to combo off next turn. We have Dredge for 5, so... We have Icarid coming out. So if it just hits us for 2, we're fine. It doesn't have a lot of mana to work with, so I don't think we really have to worry about Berserk too much. It's just like Mutagenic Growth and Invigorate now that he has a Forest. The next turn we'll be able to Therapy for the cards we're worried about. Invigorate does kill us this turn. Maybe the Dismember was a tell that he had it. Yeah. So that kills us. But it's close. Close match. Put a little over half of our graveyard in the library. Just didn't see the right number of Narcomoebas. So that happens sometimes, and we'll be back for round 3. So hope you enjoyed watching.